it's Amanda here, and today we are talking about a holiday release from one of my favorite brands. These are two Christmassy themed palettes from Oden's Eye Cosmetics. We've got the Christmas Eve palette and the Merry Christmas palette. These are actually currently available. They launched and sold out in just a matter of a couple of days, I think. I was actually out of town when these launched. That's why I did not have a video up ahead of time for you. So technically these are sold out, but they are available for pre-order for the restock. According to this post on their Instagram, it says they have enabled a pre-order and that the pre-order restock palettes will be available on November 10th. That's when the pre-orders will ship out. And it also says that's the last batch. So these are pretty limited edition. They aren't completely unattainable. You know, I'm not a big fan of inducing the FOMO, but I definitely recommend placing your pre-order, grabbing these babies sooner rather than later because it seems like they are going to be pretty limited. This holiday collection is just these two palettes. These are both priced at $43.90 US. However, you can use discount codes for these palettes. I have an affiliate code. It's just my first name, Amanda, and that will save you 10% on most things on the Oden's Eye site. Some of their collaboration products, for example, won't accept codes, but these will. So if you want to save just a little bit of moolah on these, you can use my affiliate code, Amanda. And I also want to mention Oden's Eye does the cutest freebies and extra accessories, and this little free gift keychain is so cute. It's like a little snow globe. The little clippy part is a star. I just think this is so cute. I know it's not makeup related, but I'm a fan of cute things and extras. I'm here for all of the cartoony, kitschy, cluttery type of things, and I just think this is adorable. So you will get a free gift with the order of either one of these palettes. I want to give you all the details. I'll give you close-ups of the packaging, all the different shades. I'll show you finger and brush swatches, and I'll also show you a quick tutorial with this Christmas Eve palette, and then I'll do a separate video with more looks if that's something you're interested in. So let's start with the Christmas Eve palette first. The packaging on these palettes is so beautiful. It's colorful. It's got this flashy iridescence. All of these little details are just so beautiful. My maternal lineage is descended from Denmark and Sweden, and we've always had a lot of these Danish and Swedish Christmas decorations in my home growing up. A lot of these paper snowflake cutouts and really, really ornate and intricate Christmas decorations. And this design really gives me that same feeling. I can see some of those same themes and motifs are very present here. And then, I mean, once you look at the shades, it's just classic Oden's Eye, beautiful array of interesting colors, lots of really, really shiny shades. This palette is half matte, half shimmer, which is absolutely my personal preference. Not only are there a variety of finishes here, because as you'll see in the swatches, some of these are more sheer, some are very foily. We have some shifty multi-chrome colors in this collection as well, but we're also getting a variety of shades, blues, greens, purples, golds, and we're getting a variety of tones. So there are light, medium, and deep shades. This is just such a great palette. I can see literally dozens and dozens of different looks coming out of this. I've used it a few times, including the look that I'm wearing in this video, and I have loved doing the more monochromatic groupings, mixing the colors together, mixing these two palettes together. There is just a little bit of something for everybody type of feeling in this palette, and I just thoroughly enjoy that. Now let's talk about the Merry Christmas palette. Very similar styling here, just in a different color story that really reflects the vibes of what's inside this palette, where the Christmas Eve palette was more cool tones, more sultry night out or even like a cozy night in, a very mysterious kind of anticipatory feeling about that color story. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but you know, I look at a lot of makeup, so just this is just how I am. This color story is very bright and joyful and whimsical and celebratory. I can feel the joyful, colorful wrapping paper and candies and cookies really reflected in this brighter, warmer color story. So I perhaps am overthinking it, but that's the feeling that I get from these two palettes, and I think that's what they're going for with the Christmas Eve versus Merry Christmas vibes. And I didn't even get around to mentioning with the Christmas Eve palette, but both of these have little imprinted shadows in some of the mattes with either the Oden's Eye logo or some little snowflakes. Their attention to detail is just so out of this world. We have the same even 8 and 8 split between mattes and shimmers. We have some more shifty duochrome shades here. And hopefully you can tell from the finger swatches and brush swatches being side by side that these palettes are incredibly consistent performance-wise. Of course, some formulas favor one application method or the other, but across the board, these have just been very reliable, pigmented yet easy to blend, just beautifully created shadows that I've come to expect from Oden's Eye. Frankly, I just think they're one of the absolute best performing eyeshadow formulas on the market right now. Now that you've seen both of these palettes close up and swatched, I want to show you a tutorial for the eye look that I'm wearing in today's video, and I'll wrap up all my thoughts along the way. I'm sure it's already pretty obvious, but I do think that these palettes are incredibly well done. And I realize that as far as the packaging goes, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, even those who do enjoy a very, very Christmas forward palette. It may be a little bit too on the nose for some people, but the color story inside isn't really on the nose. It is a little bit unexpected. It does still capture the feeling that I think they were going for, but they just always manage to be unique. I am constantly interested in what they're doing next. I'm constantly inspired and intrigued by their color combinations that they put into palettes. I'm constantly blown away by the attention to detail from the palette packaging to the little printed eyeshadows. Obviously, I don't think these are particularly well suited to people who aren't interested in a more colorful color story, because these two palettes in particular are very much not neutral. They don't really carry many neutrals at all in either one of these. Unless you want to count some of these gray and gold shades, then maybe the Christmas Eve palette. But all in all, these are very color forward, which I like, but I know won't be the right thing for everybody. I have to say, performance-wise, these apply and wear beautifully. I have yet to hit a dud shadow in either one of these palettes, and my makeup ends up looking beautiful. I'm constantly inspired to try different color combos, whether they are complex or more simple two shadow looks. These are absolutely some of the most exciting palettes that have come across my little vanity table in a hot minute, and I've just really enjoyed them beginning to end. And I mean, look at this look. It's this olivey, golden, it's bright and murky at the same time. I love this look, and I can't wait to show you more. I absolutely love both of these palettes. Personally, I do find the Christmas Eve palette to be a little bit more intriguing, a little bit more interesting color story-wise, but I honestly really like this one too. I love the variety of greens in here. You know, I'm a green girl now. I actually like mixing both of these together and putting some of these green shades in with the purples and blues and these kind of murky golden tones from the Christmas Eve palette. The packaging is beautiful. I understand some people were hoping for a more generic holiday collection and not such a very Christmas focused collection. I can see that for sure. I do think this makes sense because Oden's Eye is a Swedish brand and Christmas is extremely widely celebrated in the country where these are conceptualized. I can see both sides. I can see the frustration. I can see why they did it. I don't know. I guess it's kind of easy for me to say just use whatever you want because I am from a family that celebrates Christmas, so I can't really understand what it's like for people who feel frustrated by not having their holidays as represented or as recognized. So I can see both sides of it. I also am of the mind that you should just use whatever you like regardless of the season. So, you know, if you want to wear spring makeup in the middle of fall, I think that if you don't want to celebrate Christmas but you like one of these palettes, then you can just use whatever you want. But again, like I said, I know it's easy for me to say because my family celebrates Christmas, so I don't really have any really complicated feelings towards a Christmas palette. And I understand that others may have a different experience. So if that's how you're feeling, I don't want to discount that at all by saying like, oh, just use it anyway. When we start talking about religious holidays and all that kind of thing, it can get really complicated. And I understand that, and I do not want to be insensitive to anyone. I will say, I love these palettes. I think they're so gorgeous. The color stories are interesting. The formulas are, as usual from Oden's Eye, beautiful. We have a variety of textures. Everything is just top-notch performance. I am thrilled. I love these. I will absolutely be using these year-round, just like I did with here. When I tell you, I still use it. The Naughty palette, I still like to use this one too. I mean, you can see it's out and accessible, so I don't really care what the season is. I just like pretty eyeshadow. If I had to choose just one, I would choose the Christmas Eve palette. This kind of has the same interesting color combinations and complexity of color story that the Giant Wolves palette had, and I really liked that. So this gives me sort of the same feeling. Not that they're exactly the same, but just this deep, murky kind of color story gives me those same vibes, and I like it. I like those vibes. And then this one's really warm and bright and cheery, and it's going to be a lot of different fun color combos coming from this one. I do like this one. I do like it a lot, but if I was just going to recommend one, it would be the Christmas Eve palette. I would love to do some more looks with these if you want to see more shades in action, or if you're going to purchase these, if you might need some more inspiration. Let me know if that's something you're interested in, and I will be very happy to play with these some more on camera and create some more fun looks with these palettes for you, if you would be into it. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about these palettes. Are you interested? Are you going to be picking them up? Are you passing? Is there something else you're looking forward to? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. Remember to show kindness to one another in the comments. We can disagree, we just need to be nice, and you're really good about that, so thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Ooh. Ooh. Anybody I know who I talk to about this who doesn't make YouTube videos always is just baffled by this. There's this phenomenon where videos will get shared on like Reddit threads or Facebook pages or something, and I can always tell when that happens because it's always without fail an older video. Like the one that just happened with was like a 4-year-old video that gets an influx of comments. Not only is it unusual for a really like several years old video to get a bunch of new comments, but they all kind of say sort of the same thing. And it's never good. It's always either something misogynist, something racist, something like that. As I can tell, it's almost like there's a script. Do you really think that I believe that 10 different people on the same day found a 4-year-old video and wanted to comment some non-factual information in the comments? I can tell, like, I know there's no other way that this happens other than a Reddit thread or a Facebook page or something like that. Some group gets a hold of it and they think that the way to spread their message is to come to my old ass YouTube video. Which, first of all, that's just not even effective because nobody else is gonna see those comments. I literally don't care. That's never gonna make me be like, oh, you're right. Women are stupid, you know, like, that's never gonna work. And also, as soon as I notice that happening, like, one is just a fluke, but when I get 3-ish comments like that on the same old video, then I know I can regulate it. I can regulate it on my end. Like, I can completely stop it. And I have somebody who moderates my comments for me anyway, so once I catch on to the fact that that's happening, nobody will ever see it, including me. It will be as if it never happened. So everybody who goes and does that, the only thing they're doing is wasting their own time. And that makes me feel really good deep down inside. That's the tea, sis. That's the YouTube drama that you never hear about. Oh, and all those people that click on my videos to comment that nobody ever sees their comments, I still get AdSense from their views. So that's cool too. They waste their time and I make more money. Rant over. Bye. All right, let's focus on the makeup. Boo, boo. Good. I just want everyone to know that my tangerine fancy water kind of matches my eyeshadow and I find that very satisfying. I might need a break. It just gives me icky vibes, so I don't do it because I don't like icky vibes. That was a bunch of blah blah, blah 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 blah. Classic Amanda. That'll be fun to edit. Alrighty. Just remember that you are special. You're special and unique, just like a little snowflake, okay? And that's what I love most about you. And I really don't mind whatever holidays you do or don't celebrate, even if you don't celebrate any holidays at all. You could just celebrate yourself. You know why? Because I love your face. All right, I will see you real soon. Thanks for watching. I love your face so much. Okay, bye.